I'm excited to see where this takes me. This is something I'm doing for primarily me to kind of look back on and be proud of myself for where I'm going to be going because this, I feel, is a turning point of what I've needed for several different reasons. I'm going to mention it. So, um, I finally decided after, I don't know, it's been 8 or 9 years of personal development and just consuming everything I can and going down rabbit holes of uh, optimism and pessimism and informed optimism and then informed pessimism and just going through loops and hurdles and then kind of just stopping stuff and then picking things up. I've decided I just need to stop consuming things and just analysis paralysis is the best way to say it, and just go for something and just figure it out. And for me, that thing has been trading stocks. It's been something that I've always came back to. Um, I don't even know how much videos I've digested on the internet about stock trading or anything like that. It's a lot. From Tim Sykes, whether you guys like him or not, Tim Grattani, Stephen Ducks, Kyle Williams, like all these guys who are just traders. I watched their YouTube videos about their courses. Um, just watched so much content about it. Read so much books, which are behind me. I don't know how many books are in there. A lot, and I've read most of them. And it just is like, where's the money? You know, like I've been doing the work and then grinding my early 20s and just nothing to show for it. Like my very first month of trading, legitimately, I made $1,500 and I was investing $1,500 per trade and just not taking it seriously because I was just going to the gym and just slamming weights. And I was like, yeah, I made my money today, whatever. I'd make it within the first, I don't know, 30 minutes, hour of trading tops, then go to the gym. And I was unemployed. And it's not my parents' fault. Growing up, you realize stuff. You realize that your parents try to push you in the right direction. I have awesome parents. Like, I genuinely do. But I was just consuming so much content. It was like $1,500, like all the stuff that I went through. And I made $1,500. And then now looking at it, it's like, and this was back in this is 2019. 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. The end of 2018 is when I got out of the military. And I was like, this is it? Like $1,500? And stupid. Like, dude, most people don't even make money in the stock market. It's like 90% of people fail or whatever. And made a $1,500 month, and I was just done trading. Like, I was like, I don't want to sit in front of a computer and do this. After spending, literally, it was like a year and a half, 2 years, just every day. I'll go to the gym almost every single day, legitimately 6-7 days a week, because I had to in the military to stay sane. And then I'd go home and just watch YouTube videos all day. Just stocks. All I talked about, all I thought about. And I just loved it. Like, there was something about it that just made me click. Like, immediately. Like, I was telling people, like, chase your dreams. Like, go for it. Like, find something that you really love. And I loved it. But I had never even traded, you know, like I was like dabbling in it or whatever, but I was like doing like long-term trading and like large blue chip stocks, not penny stock trading, which is what I'm trying to figure out now officially. But anyway, so that fell through. I was like, I don't want to do this, whatever, I'll find something else. And then because I just got the motivation to just learn. I wouldn't even say it's motivation. I just genuinely like learning stuff. And I could fill all my pastime with like watching YouTube and just learning stuff. Like, I guess that might be a superpower in a way, but at the same time, it really hasn't done me all that well. But I feel like I know a lot about a lot. I just haven't been able to apply it because I've never done it. You know, like I just, when are you going to stop being a consumer and start producing? Like, why? Why has this been happening? So, anyways, I'll show you some trades that I'm having. And same thing. Let's see if I can flip this. All right. So this was last year in April. This was the first month I decided to start taking it seriously. And it's pretty good statistics, I guess you could say. 1% is 60%, which is around the average for these traders, which I've noticed. Some of them have higher, some of them have lower, but as long as your average win is bigger than your average loser, you're doing all right. Sorry, I'm shaky right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So yeah, that's good. $545. I don't remember what I was trading with. I can't remember how much I was trading with, but I mean, it wasn't a lot, obviously, because if I would have been pushing some size with those averages, I would have been making some money. Anyways, so the next month, made 732, 66.6 win rate. Average win, it's bigger than your average loss, which is also good. Take a big loss that month. This was last year. Average percent gain. Biggest win, I got a 45% winner, which is pretty crazy, but that's a little out of control. Anyways, so it's like, okay, I can do decent. Next month, another win. And I'm like, you know what, I can do this. And I'm doing a lot of stuff I'm supposed to be doing. I'm writing these notes. And where was that? May, July. So, but my win rate percentage isn't all that great. But I'm like, dude, if I'm doing this and I have a full-time job, which I did, like that adds up. And especially if you start sizing up, which I know changes your whole psychology, and that's exactly the problem I ran into. And I remember it was a conversation at work with this kid who was doing crypto. And he's like, that's it? You're only trading with that much size? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, because I'm learning, dude. Like, it's about the process. It's about the process. And I should have just stuck with that instead of listening to some kid who was doing crypto, whatever, and started sizing up. And it changed everything. Like, it changed my psychology. I just started doing dumb stuff. And that's the process, right? You have to learn that, like, hey, if you're sizing up, that's going to change your psychology. Like, I should have stayed in that sweet spot a little bit longer. You always want to kind of extend and grow, but it just changed something. So it was very hard for me. And the thing that I've been learning, especially lately, is I have a hard time losing. I have a hard time just like sitting in discomfort and losing. And it's not good. Again, I've been good in a lot of areas in my life where I've excelled, and it's taken a lot of work, but it's just hard for me to lose. And I don't know if it's as hard for other people as it is for me. And I know it sounds like self-conceited or whatever, but it's something I really struggle with. And it can be a superpower, but it's also something that I feel works against me a lot of times. So next month, I'm still sized up. I should have sized down. I've watched enough videos to be like, if you're losing, and you're being dumb, size down. And I just remember I didn't size down. Look at that win rate, 23%. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And some of the statistics looked my way, but I had so many losers. It was just dumb. And I remember that. Trade. Serve Robotics. But it was just it. I was like, I'm throwing in the towel. Quitting, basically. Like, this is too hard. This isn't for me. Like, this is, there's so many things that are wrong with this and blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking about it all the time. Like, and it was taking kind of a toll on my relationship. But it's a business. This is a business. And at that point, I was treating it as such. And I wasn't getting, I had like 5 months worth, right? And all of that was wiped out. As you could see in September of last year, I quit. And I was like, no, whatever. And ever since then, it's just been treading water. I feel like, so I'm going to learn real estate. I'm going to learn something that's more sustainable. I'm going to learn something that's like not as risky, but can still bring in a lot of money, and going through the whole loop. So I spent the whole last year just real estate, like really big on real estate, really big on Bigger Pockets, really big on like Brandon Turner and all those guys, and just listening to it. And I can listen to content. Believe me, I can consume, but still not producing, like nothing. Had the pipe dream like, okay, well, I could buy a house, like let's just buy a house. I can get a tenant in there, I can do this. They'll pay my mortgage, and even if I'm cash flowing negative, a couple $100 a month, whatever, it'll pay off in the long term. It's just, that's dumb. Like I realize that now, and you realize that's not a great business model. But anyways, going in it thinking the same stuff that all the beginners think, whatever, and just like, what are you doing? And it took my girlfriend being like, you're hopping, like you're hopping again. Just another problem I have of when I hit that wall, I don't bust through. And I know Alex Hormozy, whatever he talks about, like you just have to break through that wall. That hard is part of the process. That's part of what separates them, like you have to push through. And if you don't, you succumb, you sit right back down, you go right back into comfort, and it's a loop. So that hard, it's supposed to feel that way. And I've forgot about that over the years of just pushing through that and try to find a solution and an answer and this and that, and having that self-belief and confidence like I used to have. So anyways, it got me back on, when was it? I'll show you some more trades. So this is when it started kind of turning around a little bit. It's back in May. So these are my last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 trades that I've had. They're all winners, by the way. And I've changed my model. So started in May of this last year at the bottom. I know it's all weird. Hit Amazon, you can see 8% gain, $223. And my next trade, I don't know why I did it like this. Nike, $204. Just winners, just swing trades, large cap stocks, blue chip. And that adds up, like all that stuff kind of adds up. Really looked into dividend investing. It's another one. United Healthcare, should have held that one. That one definitely gapped up. I basically bottom ticks bought that one, which is kind of frustrating because now it's like $100 higher a month later. I would have made some decent money on that. Pushing some larger size on these, as you guys can tell, with only I guess an 8% gain, $223. 8% gain, $543. So I was pushing a little bit of size on these because they're large cap. They don't move as much. But it's something that's just like, I feel like I'm decent at it. Like I feel I haven't had a lot of success. I know stocks is really hard, but it is something I'm extremely passionate about even still after all these years. And it's got me thinking, like, I've never made good money in like corporate America, like climbing the ladder or doing anything like that. It's just never happened for me. I've always like around average, but I've always done jobs that are extremely hard and a lot of people don't want to do. And it's like, I'm getting older now, 29 now. Like, what do I want to keep doing this forever? Like, I can't keep treading water. I felt like I was going to be a lot further than I am right now, which is, I guess, a story for a lot of younger males or females, you know, and how ambitious you are and you really think you could push through. And it's like, you get older, you start thinking about these things a little bit deeper than just like go, 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 grind, grind, grind. And you start trying to think smart. So this was my first attempt at it. It was working good. And maybe that is a sweet spot for me, but it feels like it's still attainable for me to make it like in day trading or have this as like a living. I'm not even asking for like millions of dollars a year, which is what I was really ambitious on before, which is part of the reason why I stopped doing it. It's because I felt like I was learning so much, I deserved it and I earned it or whatever. But just enough to make a living to where I don't have to do this anymore. And decided to start documenting my journey of what I'm doing, where I'm going. And this is my first video, and hopefully, I don't know, if it inspires you or you guys can relate, just follow me or whatever. I'm going to keep posting videos like this and I'm going to figure it out. But this is my first shot, and yeah.